In the shadowed landscapes of the Malay Archipelago, where dense forests press close to villages and night sounds carry meanings older than memory, the unseen world has never been far from human life. It is me, Stuffs You Miss, back again. Today, we're going to make your day meaningful with a story and some knowledge you might have missed. We will explore deep inside the shadow landscapes of Malaysia's dense forests, where it is common folklore shared across the Malay and Indonesian regions to believe that spirits walk alongside the living bound to places of grief, love, and unfinished fate. Surprisingly, this belief manifests in various forms. And among these spirits, few inspire as much sorrowful fear as the Langsuyar, a female revenant born not from hatred alone, but from devastating maternal loss. The Langsuyar originates from the rich tapestry of Malay folklore that permeates the Malay archipelago. This tradition reflects a deeply held belief that the spirit world exists as a parallel reality, interwoven with the world of the living. Within this worldview, spirits are not distant, abstract entities. They are intimately tied to human experience, tethered to the mortal plane by the powerful emotions of grief, the enduring bonds of love, and the tragedy of an unfinished fate. The Langsuyar is a quintessential example of this belief, a spectral embodiment of one of life's most profound sorrows. The nature of the Langsuyar is both tragic and terrifying. She is a female revenant, often described as a vampiric spirit, whose existence is a direct consequence of immense suffering. According to the lore, a Langsuyar is formed from the spirit of a woman who died either during pregnancy or in the agonizing moments of childbirth. Her genesis is not one of pure, malevolent hatred, but is instead rooted in the unbearable pain of maternal loss. This specific origin story reflects one of the deepest anxieties of traditional societies: death during birth, a tragedy that was once heartbreakingly common. In a world without modern medicine, childbirth was a sacred yet perilous threshold, and the simultaneous death of a mother and her child was viewed as a cosmic rupture. An event so traumatic that its echoes could tear through the veil into the spirit realm, creating a restless, grieving entity. The name itself, Langsuyar, which is also spelled as Langsuyar or Langsuyar, is believed to derive from the Malay word heling, meaning eagle. This etymology is profoundly significant, as the Langsuyar is intrinsically associated with flight, height, and a haunting, watchful presence. She is said to move through the night skies like a great spectral bird, her form gliding silently over rooftops, treetops, and forest canopies. Her presence is not announced by the rustle of footsteps, but by chilling cries that pierce the stillness of the darkness. In some traditions, her connection to avian beings is even more explicit, linking her with nocturnal birds like the owl, whose hooting is sometimes interpreted as her mournful call. Her appearance is a study in contrasts, a chilling blend of ethereal beauty and grotesque horror. The Langsuyar most often appears as a bewitchingly beautiful woman, captivating any who might gaze upon her. She is described as having exceptionally pale skin and a cascade of long, lustrous black hair that flows down to her ankles, obscuring a dreadful secret. This alluring facade conceals a gruesome deformity, a hole in the back of her neck through which she is said to feed by drinking the blood of her victims. This dual-nature stunning beauty masking a monstrous reality makes her all the more terrifying. In other, more horrific variations of the legend, she may appear as a disembodied, floating head trailing its and spinal column through the air, a form that shares nightmarish similarities with another infamous spirit of the region. The victims and behavior of the Langsuyar are directly tied to her tragic origins. She preys mainly on newborn infants, driven by an insatiable spectral longing for the child she lost. While she is said to especially target male babies, female infants are not safe from her grief-stricken hunger. Her predatory nature provided a supernatural explanation for the all-too-common phenomenon of unexplained infant deaths in traditional society, a tragic reality that left communities searching for answers beyond the physical world. She is the ghost in the nursery, the shadow over the cradle, embodying the fear of sudden, inexplicable loss. This fearsome entity is not merely a folktale passed down through oral tradition. It has a historical record. The creature was famously documented by the British colonial administrator and ethnography Walter William Skeat in his seminal 1900 work, Malay Magic. Skeat recounts a specific origin story he collected, telling of a beautiful young woman who, upon learning that her child was stillborn, was overcome by such a profound shock and devastating grief that she clapped her hands, shrieked, and immediately transformed. Her soul, unable to bear the loss, took flight into the night, perching on a tree with the unsettling posture of an owl. This account captured the essence of the Langsuyar's transformation, an instantaneous metamorphosis triggered by an emotional cataclysm. The symbolic cry of the Langsuyar is one of her most defining and chilling characteristics. Her shrill, high-pitched wails are said to resemble the hooting of an owl or insomitalis, the eerie whinnying of a horse. These sounds are not random or monstrous. They are interpreted as the heartbroken cries of a mother endlessly searching for her lost child. Each wail that echoes through the night is a lament, a vocalization of a grief so deep it has transcended death itself, forever seeking a reunion that can never be. This cry serves as both a warning of her presence and a tragic reminder of her unending sorrow. The Langsuyar possesses a set of distinctive features that set her apart from other spirits. She is often described as wearing flowing green robes, a color that symbolizes her connection to the supernatural world and the deep, untamed forests she calls home. Her fingernails are said to be unnaturally long, like sharpened talons, and her arms possess an uncanny length, allowing her to reach into homes to snatch her infant prey. This combination of alluring beauty, flowing hair and robes with monstrous attributes like elongated limbs and hidden deformities perfectly encapsulates her dual nature as both a figure of tragedy and of terror. Despite her formidable power, folklore provides methods for the neutralization and control of a Lang. It is believed that she can be subdued and made human again. This is achieved by capturing her, cutting her long hair and sharp nails, and stuffing them into the hole at the back of her neck. This ritualistic act effectively seals away her supernatural essence. In this subdued form, she appears as an ordinary human woman and can even be taken as a wife, live a domestic life, and bear children. This element of the myth speaks to a hope for redemption and the possibility of containing even the most powerful supernatural forces through human ritual and will. However, her return to spirit form is always a looming threat. Her true, wild nature can resurface, triggered by moments of intense emotional release or during ritualistic events. It is said that if she is allowed to join in communal dancing or witnesses a festive celebration, the suppressed spirit within her will reawaken. In a dramatic and terrifying transformation, her human guise would melt away and she would fly back into the forests with a shriek, abandoning her mortal family and life to once again become the grieving, predatory mother of the night. This serves as a cautionary tale that wild, primal grief, once unleashed, can never be truly and permanently tamed. To guard against her, communities developed protective practices. Charms and chants were commonly used, especially among the indigenous Sakai people of the Malay Peninsula. These chants were not simple pleas but complex, symbolic rituals, designed to metaphorically dismantle the spirit's power by reducing her body to inert, natural objects like wood, leaves, and water, thereby neutralizing her threat. Preventive burial rituals were also practiced for women who died in childbirth to stop them from becoming a Lang. These included placing glass beads in the corpse's mouth to prevent her from shrieking, an egg under each armpit to prevent her from flying, in needles in the palms of her hands to prevent her from opening her fists to harm others. The Langsuyar's connection to nature is fundamental to her identity. She is not a ghost of a house, but of the wilderness. She is believed to live in tall, imposing trees, deep within the forest. Her presence often associated with parasitic ferns known as sakat, which are seen as eerie growths that mark her territory. This connection is so strong that woodcutters traditionally perform rituals and make offerings before felling sacred or unusually large trees, fearing they might disturb the resting place of a Langsuyar and invoke her wrath. Even in our modern era, belief in the Langsuyar persists. In 2013, a series of sightings in the Malaysian state of Kelantan caused a stir. Residents reported seeing a flying female figure accompanied by chilling laughter, leading to widespread unease. Local authorities had to step in, urging the public to remain calm and turn to prayer. These incidents highlight the enduring tension between traditional folklore and modern belief, showing how these ancient stories continue to hold power and influence perceptions of the world even in the 21st century. Ultimately, the deeper meaning of the Langsuyar is a complex tapestry of human emotion. She is a potent symbol of maternal grief, a spectral monument to the devastating fear of death in childbirth. But her story is not just one of terror. It is also one of love, a love so powerful it transcends the boundary of death itself. The violence she commits is not born of malice or a quest for revenge against the living. It is rooted in a desperate, unending longing to hold her child once more. The core message of her legend is that the Langsuyar is both a warning and a lament. She represents unresolved grief in its most extreme and terrifying form. Her story reminds listeners that some ghosts do not haunt to seek revenge. They haunt because they are searching for their lost children, forever trapped in a cycle of loss and longing. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more stories you might not even notice are all around you. That is all for now, and I hope you come back soon for another video.